Hi y'all! Today I'd like to show you how to make these really cute little cactus planters. I'm doing these pieces for a museum, so I thought I would come on here and share how I do them. The first thing you're going to need is a small ball of terracotta, or whatever you want your pot to be, your planter to be. And you're going to flatten that little ball down just a little bit. And then you're going to use a dotting tool or the back of an X-Acto knife or whatever you have to make an indentation in the center to make a little flat spot. And that's going to be the inside of your little pot. And you don't want that to be too deep, just like that. And then you're going to take a little translucent liquid clay. I have Cato brand. And you're going to put a little bit of that down in the inside here. When you get that in there, you want a couple colors for stones. I have slate gray, black, and a cream color that I'm going to use. And you're going to take and just pinch off a little tiny piece and roll it up into a little ball. And then you're going to give it a little squeeze, and then you have some little river rocks. And you're going to do that with all the different colors. And then we're going to just put those in here randomly to fill this little pot up. And you can use whatever color you want. There's some real pretty clays out there. The granite is nice for this, or the slate, or even the sparkly ones are pretty nice. I think one of mine here has some sparkles in it. Excuse me. So we're going to fill that in, and I'm going to transport this over here and get with the one I'm working on now until they're all filled in there. And this, again, doesn't have to be the same size, the same shape, big, small. Stones come in all different shapes. Then I'm going to go with, I have a few different colored greens. This is a Kelly green. This is mostly translucent with just a dot of green to make it a real pale, more translucent color. And then this one is kind of a mossy, light mossy green. And what you're going to do is, now, the great thing about cactuses is they come in all different shapes and sizes. So you can look at pictures and decide what shape you want. This one I have a little log of Kelly green that I just rolled out. And I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and please be careful with this, and use the back side to make some little bitty lines across. And that's going to give my cactus some shape. Hopefully you guys are seeing that okay. And get your little lines on there, and there he is. And that's just one of the shapes you can do. There's some crazy ones out there. And I'm just going to put a little dot of my liquid clay here and stick him down in there. And there's our first cactus sitting in there. I'm going to grab some of my lighter green here. And I'm going to make some little smaller balls. And I know my hands look terrible. I craft full-time. It's my full-time job. So there is always paint and clay, and I keep them cut really short because I don't like the clay under them. And so I know they look terrible, and I apologize. So here's another little, kind of like a balloon cactus. And again, I'm just putting the little lines. These ones I'm using the sharp end just to get them a little bit deeper. Go all the way around. And this kind of distorts your circle, and that is okay, because it kind of gives it a nice, interesting look. I'm going to come back in here and again use our liquid clay. Put our little dot in there. And stick him in there. And you're just going to continue like that and do different shapes. This one's made just like the stones, only They're the little balls of green and stuck together to do kind of a donkey's tail. And then I'd like to show you how to do the flowers, which are really, really, really easy. I got a piece of yellow here, and you're just going to want to flatten that, and then you want it really, really thin. I don't even use my pasta machine for this because doesn't go thin enough for this. Get it on there real thin, and then I kind of make a really straggly edge when I cut it off. Let me clean this up a little bit here. And they're really thin with the scraggly edges, and you're going to just take your one end here and start rolling it to make your center. And then I come back on it a little bit and kind of make and let it stick together kind of like that. And then start working your way up from the bottom to pinch it, and as you pinch real gently, it's going to start to open that up at the top. And you can do this, you can do it all into like a rosebud, or I like these kind of like scraggly looking ones. So once you get it to look like that with the tail, and I'm just doing this on my fingers so you guys can see it, please be safe when you're doing this. And I'm going to take him and go right on top of this little green, light green guy here. Put a little dot on there. And then slide him in. You have your little blooms on your cactus, and you can use a little of your chalk pastels to add whatever color you might want to accent your flowers. Hopefully, let's see if I can get him up a little closer. There we go. And just add a little bit of your chalk pastels around the edges to give it a little more depth and realism. You know, very few flowers are one-dimensional in one color. They have lots of neat colors in them. And you just continue filling your little pot until it's all full, and then bake it for whatever instructions that came on your clay. And there you have some little miniature cactuses. They're really fun and interesting. I have one here that has a little lizard on him here. If you can see him, he's almost the same color with some sparkly little eyes. He's kind of just fun. And I did glaze these. You don't have to. I glazed that one. This one is not glazed. Oh, and the pine. I guess I should show you how to do your, oh goodness gracious, how to do your cactus spines. I was at the dollar store and I found a bunch of these very large nylon paint brushes. I think they're used for stenciling. They're really, really hard, but I found like, I think it was 6 or 8 of them in a package for $1 at the Dollar Tree. And so I use these for my spines. I just come in here and trim off whatever size I want from them. And you can see this one's kind of missing. It has some shorter ones on it. I've used it many times. And then you want to take the individual spine. Then they're pretty darn small. And I usually just use my needle nose pliers to grab them here. So hopefully you can see that here. Get them caught in your pliers like that, and then you can come in and put them. They're usually stiff enough to go in and make your little cactus spines as long or short as you want. That one's really long for this scale, but anyway, so there's your little cactus spines. You can put them all over your little cacti, and then you get that really neat look to them. Anyway, so I'm not going to see you guys for a few weeks. I have a brand new grandbaby coming in the next few days, and we're going to be really busy with her. So I'm going to share a few of my charms with you before I go, and I hope you'll comment and rate and subscribe. This is one of my clay books. It's a little spell book in miniature with a charm. This one's called Lost Memories, and it is a little shoebox filled with little treasures. And this one is a request from a customer, and it is a carved jack-o'-lantern. And these little newspapers are from Hobby Lobby. You can buy them there, and they're charm section, which are really great. I think there's like 15 or 20 of them in a package. So anyway, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.